Okay, there we go. Everything's working. There we go. Okay. So after a little bit to memory fix. Log in my other. Cause wouldn't the message go through? I mean, that happens a couple of times, JJ. There's been a few instances where that's happened with a bunch of people, so it's not that unusual. Okay. Bunch of eggs. So, with all of the eggs, we have a whole bunch ready to go hatch. Volcarona, you come with me. Ditto, you're going to stay there. There we go. Let's get hatching our eggs. So I have a large assortment of eggs that I have basically procured for this. And we're going to be hunting. And basically, well, working more on getting CROCALOR. So, this is going pretty well. We got our FUECOCO yesterday, which is good. The thing is, Dracofish isn't good. Hey, Onion, how are you doing? I'm doing very well. In the last month, because I've actually gone through and I've like edited the entire compilation together, we have acquired, in the last month, 47 shinies. In the last month. And I would also like to make it known that within that 47, we were not hunting dedicated every single day. That I would say over half of that time was spent playing the game. And we got that many shinies from that. I'd say that was impressive. Hey, Lunala, how are you doing? I'm doing very well. I'm doing very, very well. Wait. Wait. We left FUECOCO. Businesses, boom. I mean, yeah. I mean, the main reason why is, I mean, this was sort of a thing about making a video actually on this after actually talking a lot of it over with Foos. And that was, it is not easier to get shinies in this game than it is to get shinies in any other game. It is simply faster to get it in this game because in this game you don't need to go through the process of, well, all of the animations. You know, you can see if something is going to be shiny, you know, at a distance for almost every case. A good example of this was like Iron Valiant. You know, we could scan basically the entire thing of every Iron Valiant spawn. Boom, shiny or not. We could tell that instantly. And we could go through, you know, something, you know, maybe like, let's say 6-7 encounters a second. And you compare that, you know, 3, 4, 5 encounters a minute, you know, 5 encounters a second, to the, you know, of course, you just even go back as far as Generation 8 with Sword and Shield. It would take about, you know, a minute to do maybe 2.5 encounters. So it is an order of magnitude of more encounters you're getting. So because the perception shiny hunting isn't really as much about odds. It's about how long something should take. But because now we're getting the same encounters, it's just in a drastically shorter period of time, it feels easier even if the odds are the exact same. I mean, odds in this game, if you're not doing Urban Mystica sandwiches, they're the same as they are in Sword and Shield. But it's so much easier, actually, well, so much faster to get shinies because you don't need to sit through, you know, a lot of animations. More tries given choice guard, shank, +2, max, knuckle. Because Max Knuckle is incredibly weak. You have to remember, Max Knuckle is only 95 base power at maximum. Even if it's same of attack bonus, that is extremely weak. Hi, lady. Someone please go grab Lady's link. Yeah, you have to remember, Max Knuckle is weak. It's weak as all crap. It's the same with the Max Ooze, where Max Ooze is just very, 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 very weak, because they are the stat boosting ones, where they boost your offensive power. So they are, about 2/3 the power of normal Max moves. Yeah, and I mean, you gotta remember, Dracovish also has, Dracovish is not very strong. Especially if it isn't backed up by a same attack bonus. Yeah, it's very easy for Max Knuckle to not really do much damage. It's pathetically weak. Honestly, that is a mood right there, lady. I feel you right there. Being a menace to the Splat Chargers. Fun, Mudkip. I delight with your terrorizing of people. Go and smite people with the Splat Charger. But yeah, I mean, it really isn't that hard for, things to survive Max Knuckles. It's not a very strong move. But yeah, Dracovish really isn't strong. The things that made Dracovish do the kind of damage that it was doing, seeing the stuff, the damage it was capable of dealing with back in Sword and Shield, is, you gotta remember, there was maybe 6 independent things all going into boosting up the power of, how much damage Dracovish was doing. It was, it was capable of one-shotting a maximum defense Toxapex. However, it was only capable of doing that in Rain, with Strong Jaws, an ability to boost its power, with same attack bonus, with the effect of Vicious Rend, with Choice Band. So it's basically, even putting aside, the stuff unavailable to it in and of itself. Rain, Band. That is right there over double power. In Vicious Rend, again, another 50% increase. Stab, another 50%. Strong Jaws, I believe, yes, Stronger is a 50% increase, yeah. So what it's doing is essentially stacking up these boosts in addition to an item boost and Rain. It isn't Dracovish on its own doing that. It is Dracovish working along in conjunction with a team effort. And it's a little bit of that, misrepresentation, but yeah, Dracovish isn't doing it on its own. It's the full team is working for it. And even then, that Dracovish, image of Dracovish one-shine the Toxapex, that is a big misrepresentation of things. Yes, it is absurd seeing it do that. But in practical things, it's not going to work out that way. Dracovish is a very weak Pokemon. Remember, it's slow. Because most Dracovish are not going to be running Choice Band. The problem is, if it runs Choice Band, it loses speed. And if it loses speed, it will be underspeeding everything that is relevant. And if it is underspeeding everything that is relevant, Vicious Rend isn't going to get boosted. So, even just so if you say you take away the Choice Band, well, now it's losing, a 50% boost. From, of course, the Choice Band is now, no longer there. And then, you basically have the Choice Band. Sure, okay, the Choice Band is now doing the Choice Band things. But you're underspeeding everything, which means you're no longer getting Vicious Rend's a damage boost. Which means you're going to need to run Choice Scarf. Which means it's locked into only being capable of using Vicious Rend. And it doesn't get the boost from Band. Which is one of the reasons, I mean, there's a couple of the reasons, but that is one of the reasons why, that, image of it one-shotting that Toxapex is a bit of a big misrepresentation, because that is one that was using the Band. It wasn't using Scarf. Which, in reality, no Dracovish is not going to be running Scarf. Because it needs the Scarf. Otherwise, it will basically be completely worthless. Remember, I lost because Doc Spec. It's this weird little thing that Dracovish thing does is, we know Toxapex is insanely good. We know how just tough of a nut Toxapex is to crack. And then we see something that just, absolutely jokes it through resistance. We see this thing as being absolutely horrifying and nightmarish. Because we don't really think, okay, what went into all of this? Yeah, there's, 5 things that go into this. Alpha did. Blame him. But yeah, it's the reason why, like, you take the band away from Dracovic, it's nothing. You take it away and Dracovic is just crap. And I am very glad it is bad. Hey Alexander, how you doing? Again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Yeah, exactly. It's Dracovic is nothing to be worried about. Again, a lot of what, like, the worries about Dracovic fall into, like, that same category as the worries about Terra Electric Shedinja. A not insignificant part of its perception is tied into, like, a lot of jokes, a lot of memes about the theoretical upper limit of what this thing is capable of doing. And, you know, we know that, okay, this is the upper limit possible of what this thing is capable of doing. Without really considering, well, how realistic is this going to be? And, you know, again, we don't really consider the realism of that actually happening because we see this number, and that's the only real frame of reference we have. Yeah. Favorite pseudo-legendary? Probably Metagross. Least favorite, Goodra. Least favorite is definitely Goodra. It's just, I mean, I don't dislike Goodra, it's just, it's underwhelming. It's not very fast. Its offensive stats are not very high. And it's a defensive pseudo-legendary. Like, if you're gonna be a defensive pseudo-legendary, you gotta be Steel-type, but I mean, that's why I like Hisui and Goodra, because Hisui and Goodra is actually pretty awesome. Actually, no, least favorite is Dragapult. No, Polteface is my least favorite of the pseudo-legendaries. I have bad histories with Polteface. Remember using it in my playthrough, first time playthrough of Shield. My boy took until level 60 to get fully evolved, and that thing had crap all defenses throughout the entire game. It just got taken out time after time after time after time. I think it took until the champion tournament, like the champion battle thing, for it to, like, get evolved, because, like, that's like, it took it to, like, fighting Leon for, like, it to get fully evolved. And it was like, this is just not doing well. Like, this thing, it doesn't do damage, and it cannot take a hit. Even with the Violite, that thing could not take a hit. You know, this will be 39. This will be 39 we're at. Because the next is going to be 20 from where we were before. Yeah, I don't have much positive to say about Drag. Like, Goodra isn't terrible. But, I mean, Goodra, I don't have much positive to say. But I at least don't have abject negative experiences because of the story playthrough because of it. Okay, Mudkip. I love CROCALOR. I like... CROCALOR is very sombrero. He is very, very... I like Hydreigon. Hydreigon's great. Hydreigon is very much great. I love it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fit it on a playthrough team. It's kind of hard to fit a Hydreigon on a playthrough team. Because it just takes until level 64 for it to fully evolve. I mean, at least with Volcarona, Gen 5 had the decency to, in Black 2, White 2, give you, like, a level 30 Volcarona. Like, they at least had the decency to do that. But, yeah, Hydreigon, nope. You gotta level it up. You gotta level it up. I'm pretty sure if you stay about even levels with the NPC in Black 2, White 2, you only get to the level for Hydreigon around Iris. Champion Iris. Wait, really? Shiver's name in Spanish is just Megan. That's glorious. Absolutely glorious. I really don't dislike Quaxx at all. The dancing is a little weird, but I don't mind it. You know, it's grown on me. It's grown on the same that Scarlet did. I like Dragonite. Dragonite gets way too much hate. Dragonite is a good boy and does not deserve the hate. It is a good and wholesome dragon that just wants to give hugs and fly around. It does not deserve the hate it gets. Dragonite is a good boy. Well, I mean, there's like... I will be honest, a lot of the way that, like, Dragonite was designed feels a bit inspired by the limitations of Gen 1, where they really couldn't, you know, make designs a certain way. You know, that's one of the reasons a couple of Gen 1 designs are a bit weird, is because they had to work around, like, the very, very, very big pixel limitations they had. But, I mean, they did a good job with it. They did a good job with it. So what is your favorite region, then? I don't mind Flygon. I mean, I wasn't a Hoenn person. I grew up with Gen 4 as my first gen, which is funny considering I don't really care much for Gen 4. But I don't mind. It's good. I would, like, Flygon, I would say, is the ideal for the way the series should represent Pokemon. They need to follow the Flygon model for just the way Pokemon are represented. It was in, like, one movie. It did a thing in a movie. It was in, like, barely any episodes of the anime. And it didn't really do much on its own. Like, you know, it didn't really get much in the way of just appearances. It was in the Jirachi Wishmaker movie. But, like, that was kind of it. And despite the fact that it basically had no representation in, like, the anime, in the movies, really didn't appear too much in the games, because it is immediately followed in Drake's lineup by a little thing known as Salamence. And yet it is still one of the most popular Pokemon that exist. That is when you know you have struck gold with something. That it can be in basically nothing. It can very rarely show up. And it can be one of the most widely beloved Pokemon in the entire series. That's just impressive. 44. Like, the kinds of things that Flygon's, like, the community's response to Flygon, it's just impressive to say the least. That, yeah, it has very little in the way of appearances that help give it an artificial pull, and yet it is still one of the most popular things in the series. Favorite Pokemon or Dragon? Favorite type is Dream. You mean your favorite color, not your favorite type. Is green. I mean, I would say, like, Applin is, like, red. I mean, I guess kind of like, what do you decide for, like, the color of Applin? Because, like, the Applin Pokemon itself is green because, like, the little wormy thing inside the apple. But, like, the apple itself is red. So I guess kind of like, what do you say is the Pokemon? Like, the apple or the body of the Pokemon, what is green inside the thing, or the apple itself? Flapple and Appleton. They amuse me. I like Apple and, I love the Apple family. They're very, very silly, and I love it. Yeah, I like how they no longer made them exclusives. But again, like, this is one of the best changes they made in this game, was you can find both apples in this game. You don't need to get the trades for everything. That was a great change. Crack the egg. Crack the egg into the bowl. Zacian. Yeah, Zacian is better. Though, I would say, debatably, that is changing now, Alpha. I would say, debatably, that has changed. Because now Zamazenta got body press. Which, I mean, lacking body press was the only thing that Zamazenta really struggled with. Like, it's got stab close combat, which is really strong. And steel is a very defensive typing. Yes, steel fighting is not a good defensive typing. You have a lot of weaknesses. But you do have a couple of very, very solid resistances. Making it very good for switch-ins. You know, plus that automatic +1 boost to his defense. It's actually not bad now. I mean, the main reason why he just got always overshadowed was that, oh yeah, Zacian is Zacian. Like, Zacian just being horrifyingly terrible. Like, terrifyingly just destructive, which just kind of overshadowed it. But, like, yeah, body press now is actually going to be useful on it. Yes, Zamazenta got body press finally. Yeah, they gave it... Yeah, they realized we kind of screwed up with this. Zacian was too good. We kind of need to make Zacian, like, Zamazenta a bit good. And they gave it body press. I only used Dragapult for Will-O-Wisp against Zacian. Time to pull again. Garchomp isn't gonna do jack squat to Zamazenta. Remember, Zamazenta gets an automatic +1 to its physical defense. Special really is gonna be the only way to deal with it. Like, I mean, special attacks are gonna be the way of dealing with Zamazenta. Because, like, burn, special fire moves. But yeah, I mean, they heard... Yep. Yes, that's why I love Gastrodon. That's why I love me some Gastrodon. Use those special attacking moves. I mean, Gastrodon was the hero that slayed many Zamazenta. Not Zamazenta, Zacian. And it will do the same to Zacian. And slayed many Zacian, it will do the same to Zamazenta. Hello there, Sizzly Sniper. Welcome in. How's everyone doing? Again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Oh, nope. 9. They should be 49, right? No, what? Not 49. No, this is 49. This is 49. Yeah, Earth Power is indeed fun. Like, Earth Power is a very fun move. Again, the only black eye that, I'm using that phrase, the only black eye that something has. Like, that's an expression I've been using a lot lately. The only real black eye that happened for Gastrodon this gen was, like, Scald. That doesn't exist anymore for normal Pokemon. It's exclusive now to just Volcanion, which means, you know, no more Scald burns, which is a good thing, because, like, honestly, Scald was way too obnoxious beforehand. But I can tolerate, like, I mean, I love Gastrodon. Chilling Water is not going to be as good of a replacement as, you know, Scald was, but it is a tolerable exchange, I would say. You know, I would gladly take no longer needed to deal with Scald burns on literally everything if it means my Gastrodon will take a little bit of a hit. I'm okay with this. Hey, thank you very much for that subscribe, Sizzly Sniper. Welcome to the Panzer Battalion. Top tier is your food plane. Hey, Always More, how are you doing? Could someone please go grab Always More's link, please? How are you doing, my friend? How is the greatest Kingler in the world? Boy. FUECOCO deserve head pats. I was gonna, like, for me, if you asked me what my favorite region was a month, you turn back the clocks a month and asked me what my favorite region is, I would have said with no hesitation, Unova. This game Flip that. This Palbay is now my favorite region. In 1 month, this game overturned a decade of favoritism. Yeah. This game's impressive for what it did. This game is impressive. Hey, Raphael, how are you doing? Well, I'm biased because I played for 200 hours. I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think before I reset my my Heart Gold file, this was years and years and years ago. It was like over 300 hours logged in that game. No, I mean, I go regions and games hand in hand. Like, regions and games, I would say hand in hand. I do not know, Dark Knight. I would say that is up to you. I'm impressed by people who do those. Like, people who do those, absolutely insane, and I respect every second of when they play. But if you feel up to it, I'd say go for it. Fully evolve my Adamant Poniard into King Gambit. Fine. I still say, the worst thing of having to play this game twice, you know, get the Shining Charm in both Scarlet and Violet, the worst thing was just getting that King Gambit evolved in both games. The way I got my King Gambit in my my Scarlet file, I just did a terror raid for a King Gambit. I did not want to go through the hoops of fighting the 3 Bishop to evolve it. I did the coward's way out. And I'm completely fine with doing it the coward's way out. 54. Also, yes, your eyes do not deceive you that every single FUECOCO has a 0 speed IV. Your eyes are not deceiving you. That was deliberate. Before I purged all of the FUECOCO from yesterday, I saved my 0 speed IV ones. Well, I saved a 0 speed IV one that I am now using to breed all of these, so I will get a 0 speed Trick Room one. Potentially hoping for a 0 speed shiny. But if that's, I mean, the worst case scenario is this. If I do get a 0 speed shiny, then I'm going to need to get a 4th shiny FUECOCO if that happens. Reason being, I'm not going to not evolve the female Skeleturg into the female FUECOCO into a Skeleturg. I'm not going to not do that. That thing will be evolved because it is a female shiny. You know, it's like my shiny female Amora. That is rare. Yeah, Skeleturg is solid for Trick Room. I'm doing very well, Raphael. I'm doing very well. Like, Skeleturg and Trick Room is terrifying to deal with the idea of. Though the only problem I could potentially see with it is Throat Chop. But then again, I mean, Throat Chop is super effective on it anyway, so, like, that's gonna kneecap it, but, yeah. Yeah, I'm, like, the thing I love about this game is all of my old Trick Room standbys. Ferrothorn, gone. Cofagrigus, gone. Jellicent, gone. Reuniclus, gone. Like, every single one of my old Trick Room standbys just got Thanos snapped out of existence. And I like that, because now I have to rebuild everything in a new way. What do you think Campbell plays going to be? I'm uncertain on that. Because, like, because like, the thing is, it's still a Defiant user. Like, it's still a Defiant user, so it'll still have that anti-intimidate, anti-snarl pressure. It's very bulky, like, it is horrifyingly bulky. But I think what, a real thing that you need to do is, like, look at, like, how good was Bisharp back in the day of, like, you know, VGC where Bisharp was prevalent, or if it was prevalent, and then, like, look at that going forward. Because, like, that, I mean, it's not going to be a perfect one-to-one comparison, but it will be, like, a bit of a solid baseline. Because it is a bulkier Bisharp. You know, realistically, that is what King Gambit is. It's a bulkier, harder-hitting Bisharp. And we'll now magnify all those qualities that Bisharp had just a little more and see, well, what does it do now? Trick Room Teams, Electrical Tape Nintendo should make new consoles, new account access. A lot of people have already looked and have thought about Bisharp Eviolite. Like, the thing is, that is what scared me more than King Gambit itself, was Eviolite Bisharp. Seems very, if you can utilize correctly, build that, and you have to... I mean, the other thing you gotta remember is in VGC, it's a 4v4. So, Supreme Overlord will only get 2 stacks at, you know, ideally you'd only want it to get 2 stacks. Because that way it'll be a 2v1 in, you know, the final thing, unless, you know, of course, the 1v1 at the end, where, you know, then all 3 of you had your stuff knocked out. But, you know, again, ideally, you'd probably not want that to happen. My day's going pretty well. My day's going very well. Just deleted a whole bunch of the FUECOCO early on, so that was a bit tedious. Took about half an hour to do that. Hey, Cat Dragon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I definitely think King Gambit is going to be useful. I think it's going to have a lot of, like, good kit. It's just a matter of what is that kit going to be used at most for. Once the Paradox forms come out, I pretty much think it's going to go away completely. Because, like, it's good. But you're going to be punching up against, Great Tusk, which is significantly faster, physically very, very bulky. Both of its stabs hit it super effectively. I mean, it can chunk probably a good physical fighting move. But, you know, then, of course, you got Iron Valley. I mean, no, I think, you know, it would definitely beat Iron Valiant. Because Iron Valiant is frail. I love Iron Valley. I think it's great. But the one problem that Robo Blender has is it's a divided attacker. It's a mixed attacker. So its stats are divided between being a special attacker and a physical attacker. Like, all of its stats need to be good for it to be, you know, useful. But the issue is its defenses really suffer. Like, it's a great glass cannon, but its defenses really suffer. Like, I think that is, what, like a 65 physical defense? It's either, like, 65 physical defense or 65 special defense. Which, I mean, if the special defense is the lower one, okay, you can pass it up with an Assault Vest. You know, give it, you know, 4 moves, 2 stab, and just 2 coverage. Slap an Assault Vest on it, and you're probably good to go. But, you know, if it's the other way around, I mean, most of what it is weak to are physical moves, which is a big problem for it. Yeah, like, King Gambit is freaking beefy. Now it's the next episode. Yep, it is going to be Cinderace. It is going to be fighting-type Cinderace. Prepare your Zoomer, everyone. The rabbit will go to war. I'm not so sure AV King Gambit would be a good idea unless you can reliably, like, unless you know very solidly that there is going to be Intimidate and Snarl. I hope you feel better. I saw Cat. I hope you're feeling better. Like, I mean, unless you can, like, very solidly get a boost onto King Gambit, I'm not so sure how, like, a viable AV would be. Because one of the big things that made, you know, Bisharp so terrifying was Swords Dance. If you can't Swords Dance, then, you know, it's still strong, but it is going to take off a bit of the pressure offensively speaking. It doesn't matter if physical defenses would be... Special defenses... I'm not sure if that math was done correctly. Because are you comparing base stats or true stats? Because you gotta remember, your true stats and your base stats, they do not linearly scale with one another. You know, it's for that reason that... You know, it's for that reason that, you know, you look at huge power on a Zoomerol, Well, functionally, it beefs up its physical attack to effectively a base 150. But then you look at Mega Mawile, which has a base, that's a boost of tripling. A boost of either tripling or a boost of just by 100. But then you look at, Mega Mawile. Back calculating what its effective base attacks that would be with huge power, it goes from a base 105 to what would be a functional base 260. So you can't really scale them linearly. You can't, like, linearly compare the two with one another. You need to actually go into the base stats and back calculate, because how much they shift very much depends on what the actual stats are, and it's very weird how it works. It's very, very strange how they actually work like that. Well, I mean, it's very, very intensive math to back calculate that. The entire stat formula Pokemon has is just bonkers. It's a very annoying thing to back calculate. It's like, I remember when I back calculated those things for that video, which will never be released because it would be way too damn long, and it's no longer relevant. Which was the Mega Evolution Z-Move Dynamax retrospective. Never gonna get released, but I did a lot of back calculations of that, and the back calculations for, like, Mega's effective base stat increases, each of those individually took about 10 minutes to calculate a piece. And you have to do this basically 3 stats per Mega, just roughly speaking. Yeah, it was a lot of math. So I do not blame you for not wanting to go through and calculate all that nonsense. Because it was really annoying to do that. But, like, a good rule of thumb is, go, a little more than what, like, the effective thing is. My point, everything would be better except HP. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. It would be quite terrifying what it could do. I think Eviolite Bisharp is going to be a bit better than Kingambit. Mostly down to you're getting massively jacked up defenses. Your defenses are getting jacked up to a pretty good degree, which means you can invest even more. Like, it's going to be like Scizor. I'm not Scizor. It's going to be like Scyther. Like, Bisharp is going to become the new Scyther. I mean, granted, Scyther's a little different because, like, Technician on top of Violet on top of High Speed, just, like, it has a few things going for it that are a bit different. But, like, same basic premise of this is a Pokemon that has, like, very, very good stats normally. And then now it gets an evolution, so now it can just use Eviolite, and that's going to be terrifying to deal with. Hey! Nice work, lady, getting your shiny Fennekin. Very good. Very, very good, lady. But is it a female shiny starter? Is it a female shiny starter, though? Fue. Fue. Fue is a good boy. FUECOCO is a good bean. We love it. Go, little pepper. It's still very amusing just to think that, yeah, we got FUECOCO under odds. Nah, it's nothing. I mean, hey, you got it a little over what we got for the first FUECOCO. Your first shiny FUECOCO we got was at 236 eggs. So under half odds, which is making me very worried for what this one is going to end up being. Because, again, as I've said before, my luck goes one of two ways. It's either very above odds, or it's like Ho-Oh, where it just goes on and on and on and on and on forever, and it doesn't exist. But thankfully, we do know that shiny FUECOCO does exist, in fact. So, I don't think it's going to be quite as bad. I think it'll be maybe at some point bad, like, say, like, Roggenrola, probably towards that, where Rock and Roll was double odds, well, a little over double odds of 1,119. Not that one. That one was bad. That one was bad, but like it wasn't you know, agonizing, which that COCO is. I am thinking, while we are doing these eggs, we're gonna do some terror. I think we're gonna do some terror raids intermixed with like all these Fue eggs. So if I find my level, if I find my level 5 raid, I will do those. But if I find my level 5 raid, or I find like if I find level 5 raids or my level 6 raid, I think we'll do those. Otherwise, we'll just like bypass them and we'll not really do them. I need to do more Steel Terror raids. I need to start changing my Terror types of a lot of my raid caught Pokemon into actual proper Terror typings, like to be viable for battles. Cause like my Electric Bisharp, it isn't bad. Just remember to shiny Meowscarada. Well, I mean, I gotta shiny hunt Meowscarada eventually, because I mean, I'm doing my shiny living decks. You know, I am doing my shiny living decks, so I will at some point need to be hunting for that thing. It's not gonna be fun, but I mean, I'll eventually do it. I had to do it eventually. Heard of... Let's go just join shiny 15. Does anyone here have the Mystica so I could just join the shiny 15? I do not... I mean, I have to, like... I'm not gonna... I generally would probably save those, but... That's actually a good system, actually, idea for that. Interesting. Because, yeah, the sandwich does linger. Sandwich effects are persistent. If you make them in a group with people, it does persist. However, I think if you do with multiple people, they all need to contribute. So, like, if, say, someone, like, makes an Herba Mystica sandwich, they would need to add in 4 Herba Mystica. Because, like, it averages everything between everyone. So, like, you would need to... Because otherwise it would mess things up. So, I don't think that would work. Because I remember I did make sandwiches with a group of people. This is for the Charizard event. We made, like, a Dragon raid power level 3 sandwich to just basically try and get as many rewards as possible out of it. But it ended up like, oh yeah, I just didn't put in the right ingredients, and it kind of botched the entire sandwich. So you do need to have everyone put in, like, you know, other people need to overcompensate, which means, you know, using a lot more Herba Mystica. But yeah, you get Herba Mystica from Terra raids. It's one of the reasons why, like, if we find a level 5 raid or we find, like, my level 6, we will be doing them. So that way, we, you know, if we get Herba Mystica, we do that. Bro, there is no way. Really, lady? Really? You got another shiny Fennekin? I mean, again, what did I say? This is not the stream where I get shinies. These are the streams where everyone else gets shinies. Which is why, bring your friends. Bring your friends, because it means that they get shinies. I don't know what to shiny at this point. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to shiny hunt Scorbunny, and that would be Masuda hunting. You would need to Masuda egg hunt for Scorbunny, because the Cinderace raids will be shiny locked, and the Scorbunny would not appear in the overworld. You would need to hunt it by eggs. Which honestly, like, I don't mind Masuda method in this game. Like, I feel like with the game being open world, Masuda method is a far better idea to do in this game than in the previous ones. Because, like, before, it just run back and forth in circles. Now it's like, okay, you can just explore the whole place and, like, collect items while doing it. It's good sense. It's the thing, I already start this. Yeah, honestly, I would probably say if you want to shiny hunt something, it might be best to just do Masuda method. I mean, unless it's like a Paradox Pokemon. You're ready to get the ability patch. I mean, I would say it's worth catching the Cinderace if you want to, like, have a specific Pokeball on your Cinderace. Because, I mean, For me, I always like getting, my Pokemon in, like, certain special Pokeballs. That's why I got the Charizard and the Luxury Ball. I like stuff in, like, specific Pokeballs for specific reasons. That's one of the things, like, I go and I like to catch stuff. I don't know, I just think having something like a starter in a non-Pokeball Pokeball, it makes it more interesting, I guess, for me. What city do you have to go to get Egg Power? I think Medali has an Egg Power 2 sandwich. Yeah, Medali, I believe, does have Egg Power 2. I think it's one of the ice cream stands, I'm pretty sure has Egg Power 2. I don't know, it's either one of the egg stands, one of the ice cream stands, or it might be the restaurant. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, but the good thing is that it means that I can face punch Cinderace far easier. Though it is good that Cinderace will not be back in VGC Rule Battle rotation. That for me, I think is the better part, is that it's not going to be in rotation for being eligible for battles. Until the DLC comes out, Cinderace and Charizard and any other raid event Pokemon will not be eligible for official tournament battles, which is good for me because I don't want to deal with Cinderace. I mean, granted, with Libero like nerfed into the freaking dirt, it's probably not going to see usage. So like, I mean, I take solace in that fact. Charizard, though, Charizard will definitely be seeing competitive usage when it comes to this game's metagame, when it gets eventually released. It's definitely going to be seeing usage. It might not have its G-Max form, but it never needed the G-Max form to deal out obscene amounts of damage with Sun. Because, like, you've got Solar Power, which boosts its special attack by 50%. You've got Sun, boosting its Fire-type damage by 50%. You've got Life Orb, boosting its damage by, about 30%. You've got, the same attack, but it's boosting by 50%. You're doing, I think I calculated like 3 to 3.5 or 4 times as much damage as normal. How strong that thing is terrifying, and I really like it. Now, hey Taylor, how you doing? Here we go. Eggs. Yep. Not once per battle. It's once per switch-in. So, when you send it in, and then you recall it, so you can send it in, use Libero to change its typing, recall it, then send it back out later in the fight, and have its typing be changed either again. So, it isn't once per battle now, it's once per switch-in. Which I think is the best change they could have done. Yeah, like, I think that is by far the best change they could have done. Like, that was good. Level 5? Level 5! Okay, so we have a ground Appleton if you guys want to be doing some of these. We'll go link code. So, Grass Appleton. You may want to reset the screen, Taylor, if you're seeing only a black screen. No one else is seemingly reporting that issue. So 30, 35, 40, 45, which means that we are up to 69 total eggs. Okay, so what is my battle lineup for this? What should my battle lineup for this be? Well, it's ground. Yeah, I'll go Skeleturk. I'll go Skeleturk for this. Thank you, lady. Thank you, lady. Thank you for joining. Oh, wait. Crocalor is, like, vaguely blocking it. That's a B. Wait. No. Very Sombrero is getting cut off. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, so we're going to be doing a little bit of raids in addition to, like, everything else we're doing. It's fun. Yeah. I wish I'd walk around while, like, waiting for people to join the raid. But, I mean, I get why you can't. Again, makes sense why they don't have that possible. Makes sense. I'm gonna get some water. I just want to eat some. water has been acquired. Dinner will be in about 10 minutes, so in about then I'm gonna have to go get up, and I'll be back. I mean, I'll be back in, very, very quickly, because, like, dinner isn't gonna take that long with soup. All that is, meta brain smaller, meta is a hamster wheel being, better returning to automated power. Yeah, you're not wrong on that, you're not wrong on that, Mudkip. You're very not wrong. Boom, 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 boom. I love how obscenely good Skeletor is for terror raids. The fact that it just does not fear, like, if you throw Skeletor against anything that it just defensively bodies, it will basically win. Because, again, Torch Song just snowballs. You use Torch Song, you just get more powerful as time goes on. I was gonna ask, if I sent you a shiny Zoom roll, would you be able to help me? Yeah, I'd be able to help with that. Yeah, I'd be very able to do that. Because, all it is just Mirror Herb. And I have a Mirror Herb, just give it the Mirror Herb. I'd be able to do that. I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I've been working on, like, the list of, like, best things for terror raids. Yeah, Azumarill's good. Azumarill is sort of a good general purpose battle user, where if you don't have, like, a dedicated counter to something, Azumarill is generally going to be quite good. But, yeah. I'll be fine. I'll be fine with that. Like, this is why. This is why Skeletor is so good. Is that it just uses one move, and that one move is just absolutely unstoppable. That's all it's gotta do is keep attacking. All it's gotta do is just keep using Torch Song. Cause yeah, like, you first use a Torch Song. Is, 80 base power. Boost by 50%. Okay, so next turn, Torch Song's base power is going to be effectively 120. That is the same power as Fire Blast. Then after that, a boost of 50% from the base, so doubling it from what's original is 160. Then 200, 240, 280, and it just keeps going. And it just keeps going. It is so good. I love it. Terrantalizer, stop Appleton. My favorite thing to do, though, is not just keep stacking up the boost. It's just to go into Overheat, because, like, Overheat does, like, big burst damage. Reason being, I'm always paranoid of the stat purge, so I want to get in my big burst damage with Terrastalize Overheat right before that happens. What shiny is Batter 8 Fire Starter? I have no idea what you mean by there, chat. That's why I like to go for, like, an Overheat towards the end, is just in case they try to, like, purge. Now it's getting, health is getting low enough, it's gonna probably go into the stat purge. Lasers. Also that, my health is getting pretty low. See? Terror Orb Steel. Little Terror Orb. Short Song. I love Skeletor, it's so good. It's so good. Love it. It's so good. You can't stop it. This becomes a rage ready. Yeah, pretty much, Mudkip. Pretty much. It's very good. Azumarill is an absolute dealer of doom. Good. Overheat didn't miss. I'm gonna go down this turn, but I'm gonna leave it a parting shot of a blaze boosted Overheat. Yeah. Yeah. Shatter Light. Now I go down, but I'm still up and ready. But I'm still gonna see. I'm going down, but if health should be low enough, we should just crush this thing. For a second, I misread Tinkaton as Plankton. Like, what, Sheldon J. Plankton, what? That's one of the other things that I always worry about that. But we should be fine. What's on? Tremendous amount of energy gathering. Overheat. Provided I don't miss. Provided we don't miss, we win this. And with that, this apple pie has been toasted. Come on. Come on. There we go. Let's go. Honestly, Appleton is terrifying. Like, Appleton is a terrifying Pokemon in Terra Raids to face down, because Apple Acid always cuts your special defense. It will always drop your special defense. I mean, you can just continuously use that, and then, oh yeah, nope. You can be quad-resisting Apple Acid. And then, hit with Dragon Pulse, and you're gone. If you're at -3, you're probably not surviving that, even if you're, like, you know, high health. Terrifying how good that thing can actually do. I think the Flapple, I'm pretty sure Grab Apple does, like, the same thing, I think Grab Apple does the same thing. My level 6 for today is an Ice type. So, bring your best Ice counters. Ice Whip. This thing is a freaking Dark, Ghost, Water, Rock, or Ground type naturally that bodies me. Not gonna be happy, because I would love to be able to punch this thing into oblivion. Let's go there. Hello there, Cherry. How have you been? Please go grab Cherry's link. How you doing, Cherry? Hope you're doing good. Oh, that's why it was different call. That was a Pomo. Ah, Pomo. Second shiny I found in this game. First gen 9 shiny I found was a shiny Pawmi. Oh, it's a 6-star normal. Neat. Egg. Egg go hatch. Thank you, lady. Well, one of my friends actually has a level 5 raid that is a Pommet. And that Pommet raid drops 2 ability patches. So once they get off of work and once like I'm done streaming, we're basically just gonna keep reset fighting that Pommet, and just get a whole frickin' bunch of a whole frickin' bunch of ability patches for me. It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna be surprised they eventually patch out the ability to raid reset. I mean, I've already gotten my shiny FUECOCO. I've already gotten a shiny FUECOCO. We are now hunting for shiny CROCALOR because we're doing a living shiny deck. So I have already gotten the... But okay, we can race. I'll be happy to race. Egg. This should not... This should be my... About 300 eggs, D4, triple Masuda for the starters, no hit. Ooh. I mean, you are still under odds. 300 is not high. Oh, nice. 2 EV and a Shroomish. Fun. Sandwiches do not affect Masuda method. Yes, sandwiches do not affect Masuda method from what I have seen. Yeah, I've asked about this. Sandwiches do not affect Masuda method. Unless you mean, like, egg power sandwiches. Which, yes, those help, because those help you get eggs. Yeah. I thought egg power only affected, egg generation, not hatching. Really? Egg power sandwiches affect hatch rates? I thought it was just, like, egg generation rates. But yeah. Actually, speaking of, starter eggs. The best way to actually get starter eggs is actually have a foreign starter. Well, I mean, the best way to breed in general is, for Masuda, is have, like, 2 of the same... The best way to get eggs is to have both Pokemon be of the same species, but from different trainers. Because when you're using a Ditto and a Pokemon from different trainers, the odds of generating an egg are about 50% every time that it generates an egg, you know, whether it will be successful or not. With two Pokemon that are the same species from different trainers, that goes up to 70. So that means if you want to get starters, the best way is to actually have is to have like a foreign starter. But the problem is, I mean, getting a foreign version of every single Pokemon, because it cannot be like FUECOCO and Skeledirge. It has to be like Skeledirge and Skeledirge, or like FUECOCO and FUECOCO, CROCALOR and CROCALOR. It has to be the same species. It cannot be evolutionary line. It will not work if it's evolutionary line. It just means that you get more eggs. Don't really do that. Cannot score bunny physically currently own. If I were to. Yeah, I have a bunch of spare FUECOCO. I'll be trading away the FUECOCO spares eventually. Yeah, I can trade you a FUECOCO. We can do that later in the stream when I'm not hatching all the eggs. Yes, and I don't think it's not next week. It's like it's in 2 weeks. Yeah, because next week is Christmas, and the start of it is like New Year's Day or something like that, and then it returns on like the 13th of January. So it's like 2 weeks until the raids start. I already have my own Charmander. You don't need to send me another Charmander. Yeah, the 3rd, yeah. Yeah, Christmas is this weekend. Yeah, so Christmas is about a week. Christmas is a week from yesterday. And then New Year's Day is a week from Christmas. Which means that it is a week and 5 days from now. So it's about 2 weeks. Wait. What do you mean, Cinder? What do you mean, not gonna need to do the raid, just a moment? If you already have one in the game, those will be flagged as being gotten before the raid date. Those would be flagged as being gotten before the raid date, which could potentially be part of a ban wave. Because like they generally will do ban waves in prior to events like that, like just really to check to see if people have those. Oh, no, it's not trying to ruffle it. It's Scarlet. Well, I mean, they don't say, like, release or not. Like, if they see, if there is data of this thing on your game, no questions asked, it's done. Like, there's no, like, policy of, you know, look into things. It is, if this is found, it's immediate, like, flagged. With things like ban waves, there is no in-between, and there is no way to undo it. What was... Why did you do that? I mean, I once mistook a shiny Clauncher for a Magikarp. So fair. No. No. People who are distributing them, it doesn't matter where it originates from. If it doesn't matter where it originates from. It will still be problematic no matter where it originates from. You know, if you breed a Pokemon that was illegally gotten, it is itself, by nature, illegally gotten itself. Yeah, just because, like, someone gens a thing into existence, then breeds it, does not mean it is no longer illegally made, because it originates from an illegal source. That's one of the reasons why, like, I just do not do online trading. Like, do buy surprise trade. Is, like, that uncertainty is way too powerful. I would say yes, because there's no way that a Cinderace can be gotten in the game right now without people having game manipulated in order to get them. It is impossible to get Cinderace right now. So if there are any in the game, they were gotten basically, not by Jenny, but it's by someone going into the game, manipulating the spawn code, and basically forcing Pokemon that should not be in the game to be appearing. There is no way to have gotten something like Cinderace or Greninja without someone having essentially hacked. Right now, it is time for dinner, so I will be back soon. Yeah, I mean, that is always a problem, but I mean, that also is one of the reasons why if something is not in the game, and if something's not in the game and it pops up, generally it is going to be because someone did generate it into existence. But I have dinner. I will be back very shortly. It is super right now, so I'll be back in a bit. We're just soup. We're just some soup. There we go. Now the Go-Go is just bouncing around. Happy little bouncy Go-Go. Oh, Baka's screaming out. Hey lady, how you doing? This will be 79. Go. Thank you, Shy. Welcome back. It's good to be back. Yeah, like, all these FUECOCO I'm breeding with a 0 speed IV for competitive purposes. Like, if I can get a 0 speed competitive Skeleturg, that would be the dream. But the problem is I would need to breed a 4th shiny FUECOCO. So that's the not fun part. Yep, Trick Room. Because, like, Skeleturg's base speed is 60. Which is not good for most things. Like, it... Wait. Okay, no, that is working. There we go. Okay, I was like, wait, why am I not seeing my mic thing go? But no, it's mic 3. It's a different mic. But yeah, like 60 base speed, you can do... For, like, 60 base speed is viable for Trick Room. How good was the soup on a scale of good soup? It was good soup. It was good. I mean, it was, like, Campbell's. Like, chunky beef stew soup. It was good. It was good soup. I like soup. I mean, I like beef. I like, generally things involving, like, beef. I like. Because I am a carnivore. I enjoy meat-related foods. Like, that's why when I eventually get a house, I am never going to permit veggie burgers to be cooked on the same thing as the hamburgers are cooked on. Egg. Skeleturg and Amoonguss toxic. I mean, Amoonguss is just terrifying. Amoonguss doesn't even need to be on Trick Room teams to be terrifying. Like, it does well on regular teams. Because it's like, it gets Rage Powder. Yeah, soup is good. Soup is very good. I always wonder, why is it like chicken soup is like go-to for like sick remedies? The only thing I can think of is like it's easy on the body to digest. But that's the only thing I can think of. Is like, okay, why is it soup? You know, like you don't have to. It's probably like easy on the body to like, you know, do stuff. I'm not a fan of tomato soup. It's like I like chicken noodle. I like beef soup. Italian wedding soup is good. There you go. I like most soups. Most soups are good. This is just amazing in general. So, League, Friends, it had Team and Dragovision. Amoonguss in Roar Category, yes. Yeah, I mean, Amoonguss is terrifying. Like, the fact of what Amoonguss is capable of doing on its own. Like, Amoonguss is one of these Pokemon. Like, exemplifies the reasons I love VGC. And I love doubles so much more than singles. It is pure support. Like, Amoonguss on his own, crap all. Like, if you get an Amoonguss by its lonesome, it is basically a freaking potato. But you put that Amoonguss next to, like, most any team member, it's terrifying. Because you've got Rage Powder, you've got Spore, you've got, like, Toxic. I mean, it doesn't really have Toxic anymore, but, like, yo, it's got, like, yo, Spore, Rage Powder, Regenerator, you can just keep swapping around with it in. It's like, it's terrifying. It's terrifying what it can do. And I love it. Most favorite for competitive. I mean, I think, like, the funny thing is, like, Umbreon is, like, kind of the best of the Eevee family for competitive. Because, like, Umbreon's a freaking brick wall. Like, I think the most, like, I think the highest placing Eevee line Pokemon in competitive has been Umbreon because of its access to just being a freaking brick wall Foul Play, Inner Focus, like Yawn. It gets so much good tech. It gets so much good tech. I mean, the thing is, it really isn't even the move pool. It's just its stat spread. The stat spread is really the thing that makes Umbreon so good. Because it... like, Umbreon is the one that I pointed to. Like, this is the reason I like Umbreon. I am not really a fan of the Eevee family. However, Umbreon, I will say, I really have a respect for. Because there really is nothing like Umbreon. A lot of the other Eevee forms at time of release, there were a myriad of Pokemon that did largely the same stat spread that they had. Again, Glaceon was kind of the exception, where there really wasn't a dedicated, specially offensive ice type that was, existed before then. They were generally very defensive, and Glaceon was the first dedicated attacker ice type. Pure ice type attack. Even then, just pure dedicated special attacking ice type. And there has been no absolute brick wall of a Pokemon in the same vein as Umbreon has been. Like, it is a good mixed wall, physically and especially. Good HP, good support moves, good disruption moves, great ability. There is very little that is not good about Umbreon. Snoring, Abomasnow, Snowcloak, Frostlass, Arcanine, and Rotom Wash. Yeah, like, that's one thing that I was talking about. Like, nowadays, with the change to Snow from Hail, it's going to make Ice-type teams so much more viable. It's going to be so much more viable. I want to VGC, but my brain... idea, like, bring his for Donzo, but not priority because of... What is Giraffurig's evolution ability? What's the evolution of Giraffurig's ability? What is it, like Queenly Majesty? But, like, I mean, you gotta remember also, like, there are Pokemon that do have priority blocking abilities. But, like, priority is a good thing to have, in general. Like, priority is a good thing. So, it's the same thing as Queenly Majesty. Oh. Sorry to hear about that, Taylor. We're here if you need. It's just good in general having Snow to utilize, team with evasion. Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Like, the Rotom forms are terrifying. The Rotom forms are terrifying, what they can do. But yeah, like, the change to Snow is going to drastically pump up the viability of Ice types. Like, Sunny Day, Rain Dance teams will be utilized to counter it. Legit got back to corner with his Murkrow and priority moves, and the other guy just stalled me since... Yeah, I mean... But the thing is, you are going to need priority moves. Like, yeah, you gotta remember, priority moves are what make VGC what it is. The other thing is, it doesn't stop every priority move. It stops priority moves that are probably targeting its side of the field. So, like, if you're using a priority move, but that priority move is, say, priority Light Screen, or a priority Tailwind, that is not going to be blocked. Favorite thing is a low-level mob Focus Ash that has Revenge. I mean, Revenge isn't going to do a lot of damage. You mean Endeavor? That's just fear. That's just a fear strategy. That has existed for a long time. Yeah, the fear strategies have existed for a very long time. Fear tactics have vaguely amused me. Revenge is just Revenge is one of those moves that it could be so much better. Nice one, Cherry. Counter, I got Ultra Necrozma. Yeah, because you can't use Sturdy on Necrozma. For those who don't know, Photon Geyser bypasses abilities. So you could have, you could have, Sturdy on something, but Photon Geyser bypasses Sturdy. Same thing with Disguise, because my strategy when it came to Ultra Necrozma was use, like, Let's Snuggle Forever and Shadow Claw. And, yeah, Photon Geyser bypasses abilities. Though I think because it was a fairy type, the game defaulted to using Smart Strike on it. So the disguise still stayed up. So that was a bit of a blunder on Necrozma's part. Like, that Necrozma fight, I love. I adore that Necrozma fight just for the sheer insanity that it is. My strat with Ultra Necrozma was blank, didn't play Ultra Moon. Strategy doesn't exist, and they never got to the... Oof. Like, honestly, Ultra Necrozma is terrifying. Like, it is one of the... It is... I would say, like, Ultra Necrozma is the single hardest fight in the entire series. However, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are not the hardest games in the series. For reasons why, consult the difficulty analysis series for a more in-depth version of it. But basically the reason is, one hard fight does not make a game the hardest. You have to consider, okay, how many fights are actually in the game. Yeah, you gotta remember, how many... You have to remember, in Ultra and Ultra Moon, how many major trainer battles are there that are, like, they have 3 Pokemon? The reason why it is, again... Shy. You have to watch the difficulty analysis for full context. You need to watch the difficulty analysis series for full context. Yeah, the thing about the Black Tower thing is that it is optional, but the other thing is it's also kind of a battle facility. Like, battle facilities somewhat don't count. I mean, I recommend watching the whole thing for, you know, context on things. But, you know, you can just focus on watching the Ultra and Ultra Moon series and then watching, like, the hardest game analysis. Black 2 was just a hard game for Pokemon. Oh, yeah, I agree. It is a hard game. Like, it was in the running for the 3 hardest games. Yeah, the 3 hardest games that were in the analysis for that was Black 2, White 2, Ultra and Ultra Moon, and BDSP. Those were the 3 hardest games that were being compared. The thing is, there wouldn't be a way to work on Scarlet Violet. The issue with Scarlet Violet is intrinsically the way the difficulty analysis was laid out is fundamentally at odds with Scarlet Violet as a concept. So, doing a difficulty analysis series for Scarlet Violet would very much... It would very much be difficult. Because the reason why it works... The reason why the difficulty analysis series works for a lot of the older games is in the older games, you are funneled down a linear pathway. There is only one option to keep going forward in almost every single game. There are some points in the series where, you know, you can fight one gym before a different one, and that's really it. But, you know, in this game, it's free range. You know, but you go play a game, you know, the one example I point to is like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, well, I mean, really, like, Gen 2 Johto in general, where after you fight Morty, you can choose to fight either Chuck, Jasmine, or and Price in whatever order you want. But that's 3 gyms. You know, that isn't the entire game. The entire game is following the same broad strokes. With Scarlet and Violet, you can literally do anything in whatever order you want. And fundamentally, it would be a bit difficult to make a difficulty analysis series for that. The other thing is, like, Scarlet Violet is either easy in the proper order. Yeah, because that's the other thing is, like, the other games, you know, the difficulty is much more easier to quantify. With Scarlet Violet, because the game is open world, the difficulty analysis just really kind of breaks down. Because the thing about the difficulty analysis was fighting the NPCs in the order you are required at the levels they are. The thing about this game is there is no required order, which makes the entire thing break down. You know, it's a game that is meant to be played whatever way you want, in whatever way you desire to play, which is what causes the analysis to completely break down. Which is why I'm not going to be doing a difficulty analysis for the game. What is it called? Yeah, that's one of the reasons why, like, the difficulty analysis here, a lot of people get pushback on, is that a lot of people play these games under level, they don't realize how much levels make a difference. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that Scarlet Violet was easy. There were definitely some hard fights, but I would say that relative to a lot of the other games, it doesn't stack up anywhere near BDSP. It doesn't stack up anywhere near Black and White 2. I would say it's around the area of Black and White, like, for difficulty. Like, there are some very good teams. There are some very, very good teams in the game, but there's also some really, really bad ones. Like, Gita's team, aside from pretty much that King Gambit and that Espathra, her team is nothing. Her team is absolutely nothing other than those. Like, Go-Goat, Avalug, what? Man, it took me forever to beat Dragon in Black and White too, since I couldn't find any ice or dragon types that were worth leveling up and rely on them. It does play easier when I'm out. The thing is, it's actually easy to level up in either game roast. Leveling up in either Black and White is actually quite easy, because the entire point, that's the whole point of Audino. But that's the thing you gotta remember. The whole reason Audino exists is for you to beat the experience points out of. That's why it's on literally every single route. Also, when you get, you know, up to Nimbasa City, you can just refight the stadiums. You just refight the domes daily. And, like, that's the whole point of, like, why Audino is on every route. It gives out so much experience. They give you the Lucky Egg. Again, the stadiums. There also are a number of, like, specific NPCs that you can go to, and you just infinitely rebattle them. You just go off screen, go back on screen, and you just infinitely rebattle them. That's in Black 2, White 2. Black and White, they didn't have that. But again, like, the Audino thing is still there. Let's go now and get some rest. Stream tomorrow, get a day. Have a good night, Jerry. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. When I pass 100 eggs, I'm gonna go take the garbage out. So I guess I gotta go take the garbage out. And, then we'll get back to the eggs. This is good. This is going pretty well. Ray Justice is so much. I mean, the thing is, when they remade Gen 4, they said they were gonna remake Diamond and Pearl faithfully. And you know what? They did. They remade Diamond and Pearl very faithfully. They were faithful to Diamond and Pearl to, in the eyes of the players, a fault. So, I mean, granted, again, the people that developed BDSP weren't the same people that developed the other games. Like, there also was that. But I think that when it comes to making a game, they're gonna do the remake justice. Like, they are going to do BDSP. They're gonna give Black and White justice for a remake. I think it'll definitely go well. Because, like, I love Scarlet Violet and Legends of Gen 5 had no. I don't know. I think that this, I mean, yeah, Black 2, White 2 definitely had a lot more in. Like, Black 2, White 2 had the biggest post-game of any game in the series. There's a lot to do in this game. Ooh, I would not mind a 6-star Steel Balloon raid. They're so faithful to remakes, they even made the same mistake of cause suction cups. Making a game that caused suction cups and sticky did not work on fishing calendars with the remakes. Challenge story and secret of legend. Well, to be fair, this game does have that in a way as well, Rose. Like, this game does also have that. You know, this game does have a lot more lore. The funny thing is, Legends Arceus did not really add any lore to the games. All Legends did was basically just compile the lore into a singular place. It just took everything that already existed and just plopped it together. It elaborated a little bit on, you know, some of its lore-related things, but it wasn't, like, full reinvention of everything. Like, this game invented its own lore. Legends was prior based on, like, a lot of already pre-existing lore. The only thing it really did was say, oh yeah, the Arceus we know is a fraction of the actual Arceus, and, like, that's really it. So this is a Breloom. W L H 2 S. There's a lot of lore, but explode on house. Most effective. Yeah, that does have a lot more. Like, I would like the thing is those like specific little lore, those like specific one specific thing of lore, whereas like the lore for this game is like lore on the region as a whole. I mean, I mean, it's kind of comparing like lore of a whole region. Like this game does, it doesn't do lore as in depth on a specific topic that Black 2 White 2 does, but Black 2 White 2 really only does lore on like very specific things. Whereas this, like, does lore of the entire region. So it's sort of like a small thing that goes very deep versus a very wide thing that is a bit shallow. It's comparing apples and oranges. Also, thank you for the electric terrain setup. That was my big worry. And you actually dealt with that perfectly by having the electric terrain setup. That prevents, those who don't know, electric terrain prevents you from falling asleep. And this is important because Breloom has Spore, a 100% accurate move that will induce sleep. There's a little legendary stories from Gen 4. It's really cool to see. Wish they would do that again with legendaries, even though they do look fun. Yeah, like, they've been doing a bit more of that. They have been doing a bit more of, like, lore-related things. And it's very good that they've been doing more lore-related things. I love lore. It's the reason I love Halo so much. And I'm always glad to see more lore. Really? You didn't know that, lady? Oh, guys, let me know. But yeah, electric terrain, it prevents sleep. It boosts the power of electric moves dealt against all targets. Misty terrain prevents any status conditions from being inflicted on grounded Pokemon. Note specifically grounded Pokemon. Meaning that Drifblim, Floaty Blimp Face, that thing would still be susceptible to sleep. Because electric terrain only affects grounded Pokemon. If you are flying type, have Levitate as your ability, are holding the air balloon, or have anything that, like, it makes you on ground, like telekinesis, I think is what it is. So, like, where you lift off the ground and you're not grounded, you are not affected by the terrain. Hey, nice work, Andres. We also have a large amount of shinies ourselves that have marks. We go to Lurk, Minecraft, to do, honestly, I would love to have like, an entire stream just geeking out about Gen 5. That would be delightful. Delightful. Let's go Drift. Maximo Drifto. Again, Skeleturg, the absolute MVP. Like, this is why we love Skeleturg. It just, it gives... Also, can someone please go grab Andreas' link, please? It just takes no prisoners. It just, no, everything just burns. 8 shinies in one day, Andreas. Nice. List them off, my friend. List off all those sparkles. What did you get today, my friend? My best day of shiny hunting was 9 shinies in a single day. The entire Tinkaton family. The whole Tinkaton family. The whole Primate family, I think, was that same day. A Ponyard, Flamigo, and a Smollett. Gotta work on cores. Nice! Female shinies to land it. Nice work, Andres. See, meanwhile, I'm a coward. I got my shiny Salazzle via Dynamax Adventures, in Sword and Shield. And I mean, I got that when I was hunting for Kartana. So like, I wouldn't call it the coward's way out because I just got it by accident. But like, I still got my shiny Salazzle, so I don't need to hunt that ever again. Though the smart thing to do in my case would have been to get Vespiquen via that same method as well. But I'll still be able to get one. I'm still doing Ho-Oh-DA, so I'll still be able to potentially get a Vespiquen that way. Dukiton has a break mark. Fun. Mine are Low Kicks the Stern, Volcarona, Iron Moth, and Orthworm the Sleepy. And I have, like, the Sociable Primate, or the Sociable Mankey. Like, Mankey the Sociable, Mankey the Joyous. Yeah, there's a Low Kicks the Stern. I have a couple of marked ones. I was like, I love these marks. I love marked shinies. They're so fun. Like, my favorite one is, like Mankey the Sociable. Like, it is a friendly Mankey. Irony. Also, like, I completely forgot, I actually did need Steel Terra Shards, and this is gonna feed the Steel Terra Shard need. Very, very well. Very well. Could we please take a second to appreciate the giant axe blade that is the Terra Hat for Steel types? We should appreciate that. The giant freaking axe blade, I love it. I don't need you. I already have that blue. I already have a Shroom Boy. I love Shroom Boy. A Body Capsule. Still like 3 Terra Shards. Not great, but it's okay. It's okay. Beginning of the day book. Fun. Yeah, this is the one I have right now is Volcarona the Sleepy. Volcarona the Sleepy. I don't use the silver points much. Decided I'm by single apart. I'm building a poison type team. Ooh, fun. What is the team? I mean, obviously obviously the Salazzle's got to be on that team. Obviously, it's got to be. What are the other members of this poison type team? I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Yeah, I mean, Poison's an interesting one. That reminds me of, that was Nace's gym team. Nace is one of my friends from the Penn State Pokemon Club. He did a Poison-type Elite Four team when, we were doing the Penn State Pokemon Challenge. I was very surprised he did not use a Toxtricity. Because, like, Toxtricity is his favorite Pokemon. Because, like, he loves heavy metal. He loves poison types. He loves electric types. And it is literally a rocker, poison, electric. It also like lizards. So, like, it's like literally everything. And he didn't use one. I was like, why did I was expecting you to use this, which is why I specifically brought my Gastrodon. So I was expecting you to bring like Overdrive, Throat Spray. Tiger's like, yeah, it just isn't good. It just really isn't good. But also like that threw a lot of people off. So that's fun. Like, that's kind of the funny thing about, like, some people when it comes to Pokemon, is there's eventually a point where you know someone likes this Pokemon so much that you just expect them to always use them on their teams whenever they're applicable. However, they can oftentimes realize that and deliberately plan around, like, yeah, you expect me to use this thing, and I just don't use it. Like, it's the way with me with Metagross. Like, I rarely ever use Metagross on actual teams. Like, yeah, I don't use it. I don't dislike it. I just don't use it on teams. There's just other Pokemon I like to use more than Metagross. Like, that's why, like, my thing whenever I play is Togekiss. It's like, I always play Togekiss. I love this team. I love this team, Andreas. That is glorious. Yeah, the only sad thing about Salazzle, though, is just corrosion as an ability is just not great. Like, corrosion as an ability has so much potential. Except for the fact that all it does is allow you to poison steel types and poison types. It doesn't let you use poison moves. I feel if corrosion let you hit steel types with poison moves, that would be different. I've often heard the joke that they screwed up Toxapex and Toxapex and Salazzle, their abilities would swap. Like, yeah, Salazzle would be so good if it got Merciless. And Toxapex would be even more degenerate if it had Corrosion instead of Merciless. If they just switched the abilities, it would be so much more terrifying on both counts. I mean, granted, Toxapex probably still wouldn't want Corrosion if that was existing, because, like, it loves Regenerator Degenerator. Like, Regenerator is so good. But, like, yeah, Salazzle with Merciless would actually be really, really terrifying. Always critical hitting on, like, pretty good base power moves. And it's fast. Kind of scary, especially when it gets Toxic Spikes. Now, that would be something. But, nope. Nope, no Sparkles. Dragalge is a... What is Dragalge shiny like again? Okay. This is 104. Okay, so I'm gonna go throw the garbage out. Garbage out. Actually, we have our level 6 Terra Raid right up ahead. So we'll go do the Terra Raid. We'll, like, while the Terra Raid lobby is loading and play. I know it's an ice type. Hopefully it's not going to be too terrifying for us to beat. I'll go throw the garbage out while, you guys are, like, joining up with the thing. Go. Thank you. Please be, like, a Titan that has Terra Ice that's going to be easy for us to beat. Not something that is a, like, other thing. Hey! Nice work getting a shiny Much Charmander Joe. Nice. Okay, Gardevoir. This should be easy. This should be very, very easy. Right. I will be back in, like, a minute. I just gotta put the garbage outside. very close on that. Yeah, King Gambit. There we go. Just gonna get very close, but still got in. Oh, right, still wearing a jacket. There. Couldn't get it on the freaking hook. There we go. Not certain. I mean, it's fast, but it's also pretty frail. Not certain on that. I mean, if you want a Swift Swim Sweeper, I believe Bear to Ski. Bear's gonna still get close combat this gen. Ah, Shiny Tinkaton. Ah, Shiny Tinkaton. Such a great shiny. Like, yes. The bones of a shiny Corviknight were used to make this hammer. Love it. Moonblack, please debuff me. Please debuff me. Dang it. Didn't debuff me. Oh, yeah, that Moonblast did way more damage than I would have liked. That did way more than I would have liked to see. Son of a freaking thing! Why are... I mean, granted... What is King Gambit's special defense? What the freak is its special defense if it's dying that easily? Why is it absolutely glassy? What is it? It's 85! 85 special defense. How is it not chunking that? He's got like he's got 180. How is it not chunking that hit like an absolute hero? Dedicated to me. Should at least make the... Yeah. It that's my favorite thing is, yeah, corruptly it is. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to beat this thing. Like this is gonna require a lot more. I mean that Iron Hands is just gonna get deleted out of existence. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to beat this thing. We are not. Yeah, I mean, even I'm getting one-shotted too. That's because this thing is just stacking up so many boosts. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be handling this thing off-stream. I'll probably off-stream handle this one with, like, my Grimmsnarl. Because, yeah, there's no way we're beating this thing. There is absolutely no way we're beating this thing, because it's just stacking up way too many boosts. I mean, if I use, like, Spirit Break to debuff it, Light Screen, we definitely could have beaten it, but I'm not going to do that right now. No, I'm not doing it now. Yeah. Let's just get back to hatching eggs. Let's get back to hatching egg. Egg. I offer you an egg in these trying times. Hey, nice work, Eyes! Getting a shiny Cloth. I love it. Shiny Cloth is a great shiny. It's like this gen got so many good shinies. It's like I've mentioned my dislike for like the custom shinies they have nowadays, but I will say I like blue cloth. I like that cloth is blue. He's blue. I'm blue, bada bee da boo da da bada bee da boo da do bada bee da boo da. Yeah. Do 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 do. Yeah, I know the game does that a lot of the times. Like that is one thing that I'm saving for the review that I'm doing. Cause like that there illustrates one of the things that I'm actually talking about a bit in the video. Lady, it might be best if we do those raids off stream. It might be best to do those off stream. But yeah, like that thing right there illustrates perfectly one of the things that I'm talking about in the review that we're doing, which is, yeah, Terror Raids, they don't really work well. Electros looks fun. Yeah, Electros is actually, like, Electros is interesting. Like, a double, Terrestrialize Electros could be very, very fun for Disc Break teams. Like, it is a very, very fun ability. Like, I remember... Like, I remember nothing but praise for my Electros Metroid from the Black 2, White 2 series. It was nothing but absolute hero. Fue. It's the way to go. Terra Electric Rotom are fun because they get double stab. Yeah. Like, Levitate Electric is just fun. The funny thing is, like, the thing is, though, even if Shedinja was in the game, it would still suck. Because at that point, okay, well then you have to use, you know, you have to do, like, Air Balloon in order to get away from Earthquake, or just any ground move. Ground is ridiculously common. Okay. Well, then you have to deal with a little thing from the Sand, which, if Shedinja was in the game, everything will be running Sand to kill it. Then... Hey, welcome in, Jim Later Hassan. Welcome in. Thank you very much for coming in. You're like, if Shedinja was in, okay, well, everyone's going to bring Sand to kill Shedinja. Well, then, if Shedinja is then running, you know, Goggles to deal with the Sand, well, every Tyranitar carries Earthquake. So it's like, there's no winning. There's no winning. At the same time, Mold Breaker just obsoletes it because Mold Breaker ignores Wonder Guard. But welcome in. Thank you very much, Jim Leonard Hassan. Thank you very much for popping in. What was that right thing, Chad? What was the right thing? Yeah, but the thing is, you have to predict when they're bringing it in. Wonder Guard, Air Balloon, Shedinja is one weakness. Yeah, like, I mean, the thing is, it has more than one weakness. It has status conditions, weather, entry hazards. There are so many things that would easily dismantle Shedinja. In that circumstance, there are so many things that could easily dismantle it. Yeah, it is a hard thing to do. It's hard to do the first time, Chad. However, as time goes on, and you see more and more hacked stuff, and you just get gradually more used to hacked stuff appearing, you become desensitized to it, and it gets easier. You know, it's like, I do Wonder Trade. I see a thing come over. It's like, the OT is like a website link. And it's holding a Master Ball. Delete. 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 I mean, that's the reason I don't do Wonder Trade anymore. Is I don't want to get something that was hacked, gen, brought by game manipulation into the game, and have my game have that on there. And I don't want to get, you know, ban waived because someone else wanted to trade gen stuff. Because at that point, your Switch is bricked. Like, you cannot connect to online with it. And even if, like, you send a thing to Game Freak, like Nintendo, whatever it is, they will not undo it. Your Switch is bricked at that point. Can I have the starters? I mean, if you want. I mean, again, if you want to do a badge quest, always up to you. I ain't lie. I have a shiny hack Glaceon and a sword. At the time, the Glaceon was favorite mom, and I just... You must destroy it, Roost. You must destroy it. The hardest choices require the strongest wills. I'm pretty sure it completely bricks it. I'm pretty sure it completely shuts down online functionality on the Switch. I mean, too, because you violate terms of service. You know, even if you were traded something that was genned, by maintaining that, you are in violation of terms of service, and they take the same stance I do when it comes to genning and hacking. It is like no excuse. Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can if that happens. I saw. I was going for class these days. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna be going to Quaxley after we get the starters. We got our first shiny for FUECOCO on 236. We gotta get all of them because we're doing a shiny living dex, but nice. I hope I get mine quickly for both of for the rest of them. Because we had shiny Roggenrola in eggs go over double odds, and that was painful. Pokemon, not Pokemon. Who think? I mean, don't you do Pixelmon? Don't you do Pixelmon Roost? They did Pixelmon. I don't think I updated my counter, actually. Probably should be 9. Maybe I got a hack shiny Tapu Koko, can release. Please, my Switch really wanted me to release it. And the real one, and Luna opens the server the 500th time, I will. Lua. Over to that without any hack mod. I think it's based on account. I think it's account, but I don't know, because again, I don't do anything that would involve me with those sorts of things. So I just avoid it like the plague. It's alright, thank you very much for coming in, Gym Leader Hassan. Thank you very much. Keep concerns alive. Oof. Yeah, that's one reason I don't play Minecraft. One of the reasons I don't play Minecraft is servers go dead. Servers go die. Let's do more. I mean, that's the reason I don't. I mean, I take extremely cautious route, Shy. I take the cautious route. Where, you know, again, that's the reason I don't trade online, is like I don't want the potential for it to happen. Like, it's literally that Batman quote from Batman v Superman. If there is even a 1% chance, it's like, yeah, I don't want to risk that. Because like the other thing is that there are people who, you know, unintentionally proliferate them. Like there are people who like, oh, they get a thing. And they're like, oh, you know, I'll send some of these to people, and they don't realize that they're like also trading hacked stuff. Yeah, yeah, they also do that if like you fight manipulated terror raids. Like, you know, you go and like you do the coding, like you manipulate the terror raids to give certain things. Yeah, justifiably so. That's ban-worthy. Okay, so wait, how many? So this has been. Okay, so this is 30, 60, 90. Okay, so this would be 114 then. There we go. Hello, Ashcat, how you doing? Welcome in. We are halfway done with our FUECOCO eggs for the night. Halfway done with our FUECOCO eggs for the night. Want to stop hackers? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a thing of like if it's recurrent. But the other thing is, I don't think that hacked raids can be done over online. Is the other thing. Like you need to be local for that to happen. You know, I think it definitely is a thing of like if it happens multiple times, then it will definitely be enforced. But if it's like it happens once, then they probably say, okay, well, it probably was like an accident. You know, you just joined a raid that was hacked, you didn't realize it. You know, we're not going to penalize you for that. Because again, you didn't know. It's like it was one-time thing. If you don't do it again, well, yeah, then there's no need to do that. But if it's like recurrent, then that happens. But I also think that was only in Sword and Shield where that happened. I don't think you can like manipulate the raids in here, which again, good thing. I am always against anything that is hackable. I'm always glad when they take that hardline stance against things. Welcome in, Ashcat. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all doing good. No sparkles. No sparkles. No sparkles yet. But again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Sure, I'm in. Doing Scarlet Violet. Yeah, I'm not sure who thought that was. Oh boy! Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, I don't think players like us will ever understand. Like, I think it's one of those things that I don't think any of us will ever understand why it is people do them. Is because we play the games legitimately. We do not have, like, the same mentality. I mean, it's just one of those weird things that I just don't think, because of the way in which we think about the games, the thought doesn't cross our mind about that. Egg. But the way that the bannings do is they call them ban waves. Like, they go out at, like, a point. They look for them. They scan the things for that. It's not like, 24/7 is always going out. But, like, they will do them at certain intervals. Is when they do the ban waves. Generally, I mean, the other thing is, like, if you go to, like, an official event, or, like, you participate in official events, they also scrutinize a lot more. Like, they are very serious at official events when it comes to, like, checking everything. One of my friends, their DS was broken. This was when, what was it? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was ongoing. And, like, I think, penalized one of the people participating because their name was not the name of, like, the name of the DS, like, the name on these, you could put, like, a name on your DS. And I think, like, the name of the DS and, like, the name of, like, the person were different, and they had to, like, explain, like, yeah, this is why the name is different. Like, they are just ridiculously strict when it comes, like, at those events. Like, if every I is not dotted and every T is not crossed in the exact way it should be, they're gonna look into that, like, really, really, really thoroughly. It's like, yes, when these are official events, and, like, there are big things on the line, you should be looking into things like that. That's scrutinizing. Not a clue. Boko, I think. You knew Boko. But I'm not good at coming up with the names. But nice looking at the Charmander. Right. I'm not very good with nicknames. But also, again, guys, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Thank you very much for tuning in. There we go. Never mind. Nope, that's not shiny. You can always tell a shiny Magnemite because the little magnet tips will not have the color on them. The magnets will not have the color on them. Egg. Alright, this is the next batch of eggs. It's going to be 124 is what we're going to get and total up to. That's pretty good. It's going pretty well. Fuego. Yeah, I mean, like, that's one of the reasons why I'm very glad that they've added the bottle cap. That's one of the reasons why I'm very glad that they've added in, like, the experience candy. That's one of the reasons why I'm actually glad they added in things like, the Herba Mystica. Is because of how much faster people are able to get shinies. Like, before, like, shiny hunting was one of those things where if you wanted, like, a single shiny Pokemon of something, it would take you probably a week, or, a week to several weeks to get a single shiny. And for a lot of people, that's just, you know, especially younger kids, you know, that's not something that they have the ability to really do. And they, you know, fall on that very slippery slope of, well, it's just a Pokemon that's different colored. How much could, you know, putting that into the game hurt? And it's that very slippery slope of sliding into genning is okay. And then you get to things like hacking the games is okay, because, I mean, it's not really hurting anything, it's just speeding the process up. And, you know, the fact that it's actually much, much faster now, because, again, no battle transitions, Urban Mystica, where it makes that accessibility far greater for people, legitimately. It removes that pressure to gen, to hack, to, oh, cheat. And I'm okay with this. You know, like, this is gonna be probably something that a lot of people are gonna disagree with, but it is. I would rather have my shinies not be considered rare, or not be considered special, if it means people will stop genning. If it means less people gen, I'm okay with this, and I will not go back on that statement. Because above all, genning and hacking and that is the biggest crime in my opinion. The short attention spans, Zigzagoon, Spirit Pokemon, you know, like full odds. That is what we call irony. That is what we call irony. 24. That is a hill I will gladly die on. Is reduces genning. Like, if the end result is reduces genning, reduces hacking, I'm okay with it. I am okay with that. So, would you rather a method where, like, there's a... Yes, I would rather that. I would. I would, Shy. Like, there is nothing more unforgivable, in my opinion, than genning and hacking. There is no excuse for it. And something that reduces the pressure of people to want to start doing that, I think is good. And that's one of the reasons why, yeah, I think it is unforgivable. Like, it is a line that I think is... This is a line where you cross, like, there is no argument for this. Like, this is just wrong. There is no argument that can be made in favor of this thing. I've heard a lot of the arguments, like, for people, especially back in the old days, like, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from on, like, why you say genning teams for competitive is good, because it doesn't reduce the tie-up, and yeah, I can understand that. It's still violation of terms of service. You're still cheating. Like, it is still cheating. Even if it comes out to statistically it is identical, it's still cheating. And in the end, you are still cheating to do that. If you win, who knows if you won because you genned a team, you had longer time to think about your team instead of going out and actually working for it as people did. It's like, there is no excuse or reasoning to allow it to be okay. It is still, in the end, cheating. Yep. Like, I would be okay if there was a method that 100% of the time resulted in getting a shiny. If that reduces people's pressure for genning, I would say that I'm okay with that. And that is a stance that I will not yield on. Personally, I'd like for Thursday's Giant Rain method. So also the competitive items to be dirt cheap. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why it is, like, you can just buy bottle caps and stuff nowadays, Shy. Like, that's why you can just buy bottle caps. Either all the competitive stuff is, like, $10,000, and you can buy that with league points. And you get league points for just, like, going and doing things. Like, you just go around and, like, you just talk to the Terra Crystals. You get, like, 1,000 league points. You just talk to what? Like, 8 Terra Crystals for raids, and you have enough for a bottle cap. raids give out, they give out bottle caps. They give out these things. They give out, like, sell fodder items that you can use to buy those things. They give you materials. Like, they give you so much. Why are you... How is it that high of odds? How are you with that many encounters, Chikorita? Oof. Also, guys, again, please do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Very much. Yet I still always run. Oh. Well, I mean, do you sell the sell items? Do you sell the sell fodder items? Like, whenever you get a star piece, do you sell it? Oh, so what's with the 2,000? Oh, what, it was the 2,200 a typo? Interesting. Do you just not really uptake that much? Because, like, if you just like go around the desert area, I think the desert area where you fight, like the desert. Like, when I say the desert area, I mean, like, the desert sub-area. So, like, the entirety of, like, Asado Desert, you just found, like, so many star pieces right there. You find so many star pieces out there. Hey, Alex, I don't. The only problem, though, with doing that is if you send your Pokemon out into Let's Go mode, the area for Let's Go is so pathetically small. You need to walk very... You cannot even, like, walk around like this without your Pokemon just despawning out of the radius. That is how small the radius for, like, that is. It's so terrible. Ran so many Charizard raids. Yeah, the Charizard raids really didn't give you that much. The Charizard raids really didn't give that many, like, sell fodder things. Because it gave you, it gave you experience candy, it gave you Dragon Raid shards, and it gave ability capital, but it didn't give ability patches really that often. And I don't think it gave, like, Comet shards and star pieces, though. Oh, League points. Okay, thank you. Thank you. None of a room ever gets to lose so slowly. Yeah, like, the Let's Go area is, like, even, like, that's that's one of the things that in the discussion, the video review that we are doing for this game, one of the big points is, yeah, the Let's Go system is kind of garbage. I mean, it's not good for a couple of reasons. Like, there's maybe three minimum different aspects about the Let's Go system that make it not great. One of them being the radius at which the Pokemon can be in is just far too small. The other being that just the Pokemon's movement speed is too slow. And the third part is it works sometimes. The lock-on is terrible. There have been so many times I have sent a thing out to go fight stuff in Let's Go, and it just walks right past the thing I want to fight, and it'll go fight something else, like, far off the distance, but the thing I sent to go fight, it won't do anything with. The lock-on is terrible. And, there are problems with it, and there would need to be a couple of, like, fundamental fixes about it for it to be, like, a better system. But in the end, it really doesn't matter that much. The Let's Go system is just not great. Like, the main reason why the Let's Go system not being great doesn't really affect the game is this. The only thing the Let's Go system is really useful for is occasionally grabbing items, and when you're in an endgame area, grinding up low-level Pokemon. Like, that's really, it's not meant for, like, experience grinding mid-game, because you get a third of the experience you normally do when fighting things when you're in Let's Go. It's made really more for, you load up your party with, like, 5 low-level stuff, you take it into Area 0, You bring a level 100, and you fight things in Area 0 with Let's Go to passively level them up, so you don't need to invest your experience candies on them. That's really what it's for. And you want to occasionally grab some items. It really doesn't serve much else other than that. And, you know, of course, you're getting certain things to evolve too. But that really, like, the fact that Let's Go doesn't really work, I would not say is a black eye on the game. Because it isn't meant to be a major core gameplay component. But that would be 24, 29, 34. You know, it's not a big black eye in my opinion, because it's not like actual battles don't work. You know, it's not like the regular battling and regular encounter system is broken. It's just that the Let's Go system doesn't work great, and it isn't like Let's Go is the only way to encounter things. You know, it's not only completely avoidable, it really isn't something you're supposed to be doing all that much, but it was kind of marketed in this sort of big groundbreaking way, which is a bit of a thing. I think they knew Let's Go wasn't going to be very great, so they made a lot of shinies with little no difference. Well, I mean, there's always been shinies there's always been shinies that have barely any difference. I say spicy. I think I'm probably going to be spicy for Splatfest, because I love spicy food. 20 well Pomo. Yeah, like that's it. But even then, like, I mean, that's one of the other problems that we did bring up earlier about, like, evolving those, is if you are even just, like, moving like this, and you have your Pokemon in Let's Go, you will outpace the Pokemon so fast that they will despawn and get recalled back into the ball. Like, if Pokemon walk cycles were enough to keep pace with you, or if, like, the radius was extended. Like, I mean, of course, ideally both of them would be, you know, ideal to have. You know, obviously, I think, you know, them keeping up with you going on motorcycle mode with high speed, you know, that's unreasonable. But when you're at, like, running, not even running, like a jogging pace, that, I think, is not unreasonable to say you should be able to keep up with that, you know, in regular mode. In my opinion, at least. You know, in my opinion, I think the inability to keep up with that is a little sad. And, like, they needed to have fixed that. Like, they need to, like, not have that be the case, because that's kind of pathetic that happened. But I mean, there's issues with Bill. Chime out. Thinking. Barrett. Walkman. I mean, I don't really. I prefer to, like, walk around the entire region. I prefer, like, walking around in circles, honestly. Not really, like, inside the cities. Yeah, I get what you mean, but I do prefer, like, walking around in, like, the outside place. I don't know, just that little, like, I don't know, it's like a little, like, little thing. Way. FUECOCO. Yeah, I do like how Sparkle Power doesn't affect eggs. I love that. I do like that. See, like that, like, you get so many good berries from, like, the ground. Like, again, if Let's Go kept up better, it will be so good. It's just a shame it doesn't really work fully. Wait. You know, it could be better, but, like, again, it isn't like it's the only thing I'm doing. My box 4 nice. I roam the region for a good phase, but I reset so I don't release so many miles that I don't have. I mean, I like to just walk around the world because, I mean, for the same reason, too. But also, like, the music changes. For those who don't know, every one of the 4 provinces have their own music. And, like, the little differences are just always great. And, you know, seeing, of course, you know, just seeing the Pokemon as we go walking past is just a nice thing. You know, I like seeing it. It's a little bit of extra stimuli. And again, you know, the other thing is, yeah, potentially we could encounter a shiny. There was also that. Yeah, egg hatching is so good with Flame Body. That's for the reason I'm using my Volcarona. The reason I'm using my Volcarona for Flame Body hatching. Love it. I have a... Oh, I forgot I didn't get the FUECOCO. And another round of eggs. Yeah, this goes to 39. Yeah, I think we have, what, like, 2 full boxes? Oh! 1 full box, and... We have 1 full box, and, we have 35 more eggs to hatch. Okay. Didn't I think it was gonna be over that quick? You know, they're pretty quick. Yeah, egg hatching is very fast with Flame Body. I'm gonna keep doing that with Broom. Ah, interesting. But yeah, my next target for this is... I mean, it's probably gonna be... Actually, Actually, tomorrow we might go for Fluttermane. Okay. I want to get some of the Violet Paradox. I want to get some of the Scarlet Paradoxes. That's another thing that I gotta working on the Scarlet Paradoxes. Like, I think that Moongo Rar is gonna be the last of the Violet Paradox I'm gonna be saving. I love it though. They are. Like, I love the gold metallic shinies. The gold metallic shinies are absolutely amazing. Like, that's the reason I love Shiny Magikarp in this game. Is it actually is a solid gold fish. It is a literal goldfish now. It's great. Like, I like how, like, even if it's like metallic Pokemon, they look metallic now. You know, Scizor, it looks shiny. You know, that metal reflects. And I love it. They actually look very, very, very nice. Yeah, metallic shinies, they just look thin. The gold ones, they look actually made of gold. And just, like, that's a good detail. I love the golden engine. I love it. The shiny real or just a giant ball of gold is rolling around. I love that. Like, that's great. Again, the metallic gold shinies are fantastic. Foy. Like, that's actually another one of the, like, little points that we were, like, like, is in the video review, is the Pokemon themselves have never looked better. Like, the Pokemon in this game are the best they have ever looked. They are very detailed. They are very, very well textured. The problem is that the detailing and texturizing of things is completely undermined by the relatively poorer quality of the world. However, that is not actually due to a bad part on the programming. The programmers actually did a major job of, like, trying to optimize the heck out of this game. The thing is, the issues with the game, like the graphical things that pop up here and then, or like performance issues, those are the result of the game engine. So, like, the thing the game is built on, essentially having problems, not the game itself. And, yeah, you know, it's interesting when you see, like, the way that the game actually is built, to try to compensate for that. But, yeah, like, they actually did, like, optimize as much as they could, and it's really a problem of the game engine not really being up to the task. And I mean, I think a part of that is that they probably built the engine for something like Legends, and the Legends engine just does not work for this game, because this game is vastly more demanding than Legends ever could hope to be. Who's Todd Howard? I can see what's here. Neat. Who's Todd Howard? I have no idea who that is. Honestly, I'm gonna be surprised if I don't find any shinies just in the overworld. I have no idea what Bethesda is. Isn't it like a gaming company? I think I've decided to try and make a VGC team involved in Electros. I mean, that's what Discquake does. I mean, that screams Discquake potential right there. Nope, no purple punchy gloves. Give him the new favorite model. Electros is great. Like, that, I have nothing but positive things to say about Electros. Metroid from the Black 2 series, that thing pulled weight. That thing pulled weight throughout the entire game. EA games like Battlefront 2. EA Battlefront 2. I heard about Battlefront 2 and I was like, that's why I don't play them. Garchomp Electros. Yep. Yeah, honestly, like, Garchomp was, I think, like, the original Discquake partner. So, I mean, because like, originally, I'm pretty sure the Discquake combo was Zapdos and Garchomp. And, you know, then, like, other ones came out as time went on. But, yeah. The Garchomp Electros would probably be quite good. So, look, again, like, this is what I mean by, like, the detailing on the things. You can see the fur. Here, you go around to FUECOCO. You can see, like, the scales on FUECOCO. The amount of detail they put into everything in this game is staggering for the Pokemon. The problem is the graphical bugs and, like, the just not great texture stuff that applies to the overworld that just, because the game just has a hard time displaying things, kind of undermine it. Well, the thing is, Ms. Magius doesn't get Discharge. Ms. Magius does not get Discharge. I mean, another good idea would be, like, one thing I have heard people doing is, like, Overdrive, normal type, or not normal type, like Boom Burst, I think. Like, you know, Terra Electric, like, Overdrive with Electros. Yeah, I guess Thunderbolt. But, like, Discquake is, the main reason for Discquake is the spread damage. You gotta remember, doubles. Like, this is like a doubles thing. Is that what we're talking about here? That was the whole Discquake thing. But yeah, but like, freaking Terra Electric Toxtricity with like Overdrive. That's fun. That sounds very fun. Like, put that next to like a ground type. That's gonna be fun. Electros is better. I think it's either way you choose. I mean, I would say Special is better. The main reason for that is your best physical move is Thunder Punch or Wild Charge. Your best special electric move is Discharge or Thunderbolt. Or Thunder. But like, you have better, also its coverage moves, special wise, I would say are better. It gets Flamethrower, Giga Drain to laugh at ground types. Yeah, Flamethrower, Giga Drain. You get so many good. Electros gets so many fun moves. I love it. Yeah, I would say Special would be the way to run. Wait. No, that's not shiny. Nine. Seed Bomb, really? Well, yeah, I know, but Seed Bomb's physical. Giga Drain is special. Discharge and Garchomp? That's good. Big. Yeah, that. Shy. Did you not hear, like, the entire, like, 5-minute long tangent I went on about Discquake? Did you not hear, like, the entire tangent I went on about Discquake for, like, 5 minutes? Yes, that's the whole like that was like one of Garchomp's main shticks when it came to doubles was Disquake. It's very good. Cause like there are very few things that are not afraid of Disquake. Like you need you need a flying type or a Pokemon with Levitate that is also part ground. Or like you need like a ground flying type or a ground that has Levitate. So like Claydol, Flygon. Claydol, Flygon. Gliscor, Landers. Like there's very few things. There are very, very few things that are not afraid of Disquake. And like I'm pretty sure everything that is unafraid of Disquake does not exist in this game. You know, like, I mean, there are some things, like, depending on the Pokemon, like, neutral to electric flying types probably aren't as big, but even then, like, unless you're part electric, well, you have to worry about, you know, the paralysis chance. Which even then, like, that's one of the great things, even if you're not hitting for super effective or damage, or even neutral damage on discharge, that 30% chance to paralyze is gonna be pretty crippling. Like, unless you're a ground type that is, like, resistant to ground. Or you're any of those Aftermen, like, I feel like Torterra, Toedscruel. Even though, like, Toedscruel is, like, physically very frail. Snowscape Double. Yep! Snowscape Double is gonna be fun. Again, like, I mean, I was saying before, this is going to be the metagame of the Ice type. Like, this is going to be the metagame of the Ice type. You're gonna have beefy, fizzly defensive Ice types. Abomasnow, the only thing that I think will hold back Ice type Snow teams this gen is potentially Abomasnow. You being dependent on it as an ability-based Snow Setter. But, like, I don't know. You just tack something like that onto things. Give things Aurora Veil, you're gonna be good to go. I'm fairly certain that they're probably gonna bring back Ninetales in the DLC. I'm just somewhat expecting that at this point. Like, if they bring Ninetales back in the DLC, Snow teams are gonna take off like nuts. Like, if they bring back Alola Ninetales, that thing is going to just take off. And it's gonna be horrifying, because, like, Alola Ninetales was already amazing. Well, now, it still has perfectly accurate Blizzards. It trades out, like, yeah, it trades out the little bit of residual damage that, Hail would rack up for a physical defense boost. When considering that most of what Alola Ninetales is weak to is physical, I would say it's going to very much appreciate that. Guardias, let's get Blue Veil here. Well, I mean, that's a legendary, and I generally don't consider, like, legendaries and things, because legendaries generally get a little bit of a better kit than most everything else. You know, the only time I really bring legendaries into things is, like, you know, as I say, like, Kilowattrel is, like, diet or budget Zapdos. And even I said that very tongue-in-cheek, as, yeah, Zapdos is just a far better Pokemon. The only real comparability between them is, like, they have a very similar type, they have the same typing, and a similar stat line. But, I mean, outside of that, they really are very, very incomparable. Apparently, what he added some Autobot. Ha! Ha! Rip. But yeah, like, I mean, I think that's good. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, the ice cat is a little terrifying. Just gonna be seeing, it's like, Shiny Hariyama! What did I say earlier? Phase while doing this. We're gonna save. We're gonna save now. This is not gonna despawn. We're gonna save. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is great. All boxes. Yeah, if you can save it, you can go into your box and you can switch your stuff out. It does not despawn. Yeah. There we go. Oh, this is great. Oh, yes. I'm just gonna like get rid of this so that like Dalton doesn't freak out on me again. There we go. He doesn't want to know what the shinies look like for everything. So like he doesn't want to know what they look like. The thing is, I said earlier, I was looking for purple boxing gloves. Oh, it looks so good. Like, again, purple boxing gloves. Purple boxing gloves. And that's a catch. There we go. Also, yes. Chandrachini. There we go. Luxury Ball is best ball. Luxury Ball is the superior Pokeball. Dick fat. I'm very glad because you had Whirlwind. Sadly, he doesn't have a mark. Doesn't have a mark, though. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so good. Shiny Hariyama. Shiny Hariyama. Fun. Delightful. Again, I was saying earlier, I was looking for a phase. I was hoping for a phase, and we found one. So far, we've gotten one phase while shiny hunting for overworld stuff. That's fun. Shiny Hariyama. I mean, I really can't say that I wasn't expecting a shiny Hariyama at some point, because a lot of the areas I've noticed I just like tend to travel for hatching eggs. They tend to have the Makuhita family in there nearby. So, like, how many times have we passed the Makuhita throughout, like, while we've just been looking around? We passed a lot of them. So, like, it wasn't an inevitability. It was a simple inevitability at some point. I'm glad I got it. But I do love my purple boxing gloves. Why? Oh. Fun. I mean, even if we don't end up getting our shiny FUECOCO today, we got progress. I want to roam a couple areas and just see what shinies I definitely want to do first route. But I love it. Oh my freaking gosh, we got the FUECOCO again! Right after we got the FUECOCO. Oh my gosh, Dalton is gonna fucking kill me. Dalton, you're gonna kill me. Dalton is going to kill me. Oh, yes. And that is our next shiny FUECOCO. Right as I was saying. Right as I was saying, even if we don't get our shiny FUECOCO, we made progress. We got our CROCALOR. So that was, let's dial, well, God, we gotta dial back the thing. Okay, so that was 80, so 44. 45. 46. 157. Both of them massively under odds. Oh, Dalton's going to kill me. Best part is, I mean, ultimately, I'm likely gonna need to shiny hunt 4 of them. Likely, I am going to need to shiny hunt a 4th one of these if I want a viable Trick Room shiny one. But the thing is, in the end, I am likely going to just do that one off-screen. Off-stream for that one, but like... 2. Near back-to-back. Glorious. It's my turn to shiny luck. No! No, no. It is not your turn for the shiny luck. It is only my turn for shiny luck. Yeah, thank you, Pyramar. I'm glad. I'm saving again. I'm saving, like, just again. Oh, I love this. It's like... This is what I get for Ho-Oh. Again, Ho-Oh ate my bad luck. Ho-Oh ate all my bad shiny luck. Okay, so now we're gonna go for Skeleturg. This is gonna be... This is our second egg. With, This is our second egg for Skeleturg now. Fue. Fue. Skeleturg. Move you there. Skeleturg. Skeleturg. Go change the colors on this. Yep. Purple. And darker purple. Yes. And outline. We'll change that to this. Ooh, that's better. Much better. Much better. Do you know? I do not. I do not. But the sparkles do give it away. That was amazing. Like, that's absolutely amazing, and it is viable for Trick Room. But yeah, I'm probably gonna be hunting my Trick Room viable shiny is probably gonna be off screen. Like, I think if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna hunt it off screen. Because, like, we got our ones on screen. We got our on-screen ones. And that's, like, for personal play. But that was the best part was just how near back-to-back that shiny with the Hariyama was. It honestly makes me wonder how many shinies did I just not notice were shiny that we passed by. Yeah, I don't doubt that there are there are colorblind shiny hunters. I don't doubt it. It's one of the reasons. I mean, there's one of the reasons why I like, there's that sparkle, which are helpful. You're not getting that great tusk you recommended earlier. Any particular moves? Well, considering that the Pawmot is gonna be steel, like I would say, just like Brick Break. Stomping Tantrum. You like Brick Break, Stomping Tantrum, Earthquake. Obviously, Earthquake and Brick Break are probably the best ones on the Stomping Tantrum. But yeah, like that's really all you need. Like it's probably gonna be spamming close combat against us. So yeah, it's probably not gonna need much. Not gonna need all that much. But yeah, we're gonna be pretty good for it. Yeah, Jared was the person I was talking about earlier that had that Pawmot thing. And I was like, Skeleturg honestly would be pretty good for it, so long as we had some means of like mitigating the electric damage. You know, that would be pretty good. Like, you know, Misty Terrain to prevent paralysis. And, like, burns. You know, a burn it, then apply Misty Terrain. Like, paralysis, but even then, you know, probably wouldn't be great. But honestly, it's just, I still can't believe we got like 2 near back-to-back. Again, progress has been made. Progress has been made. And it is always good to make progress. But I do like purple boxing gloves. The purple boxing gloves are delightful boxing gloves. Yum, yum. Head out. Okay, lady. Okay, lady. Bye-bye. Just make sure you don't miss my next shiny. Just make sure you don't miss my next shiny. Honestly, like, I mean, I'm glad I have so many reactions. Like, now I need to get working on making the compilation list for December to January. Because, I already made my compilation list from November to December, yesterday, that had 47 shinies in it. 47 shiny reactions. Fantastic. I love it. Okay, I'll be back in 5 years to the next shiny. Oh, quit it, lady. Do not even joke about that. Don't even joke. Things aren't gonna get worse than Ho-Oh. Trust me. Things aren't gonna get worse than Ho-Oh. I don't think they can possibly get worse than Ho-Oh. Like, I love my luck. Like, freaking... It's okay. Such good luck. Getting up yet. Yeah, I mean, I would love it if I can get one. I would love it if I can get another one. But, like, freaking 236, and then 157. I mean, again, we know where my shiny luck went. Like, Ho-Oh being as colossal of a shoe as it's been has made everything else... Like, Ho-Oh is absorbing all of the bad luck. Ho-Oh is absorbing the bad shiny vibes. So, we are maintaining good vibes now. We are maintaining good sparkle vibes. Nope, no purple boxing gloves. Again. How great would it be if you find another purple boxing gloves, and then after hatch another shiny? That would be fantastic. Not gonna happen. But it'll be fun. These eggs are probably gonna be hatching very, very soon. What'd I say? Hatching very soon. Okay, Voltorb, blow up away from the egg. Blow up away from the eggs. We just got our CROCALOR. And then a Hariyama phase. Oh, delightful. Delightful. The delightful children from down the lane. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm probably going to have to hunt a 4th one for Trick Room viability. Like, I mean, I'll make a viable Trick Room one. Because, like, I feel that its speed is enough to where you can conceivably make a viable out of Trick Room and viable in Trick Room one. I feel like that is conceivable. Well, but I mean, I am gonna be hunting the other one off stream myself. Like that's gonna be one that I'm gonna do myself. Yeah, 3 more eggs. Hey, I'm doing fun. I just got my shiny CROCALOR. And prior to that, immediately found a shiny Hariyama. So we're doing very well today. We are doing very, very well today. But it's just like, I'm loving everything about this. I love everything about this hunt. Everything about this hunt has been going well. Yeah, it is. It's like, it's... I'm gonna probably be having to hunt a 4th one for competitive purposes. Because, like, I want a Trick Room viable, and I want a non-Trick Room viable. But, I mean, with this luck, I'm doing well. I mean, I'll just work on that gradually. I'll lump that in with the Necrozma... Not the Necrozma. The Kartana one is, like, down on the top of the channel. Nope. No way. Anyways, that's... Yeah, it got that in Legends. Yeah, it got close combat in Legends. Which is terrifying. Oh no, it's fine, Alex. That's the beauty of the replay button. That's the beauty of being able to go back into the stream and watch it earlier. But can we get another shiny? Can we get another shiny? Can we get another shiny today? Like, that'd be great. Using a Violite Scyther. I mean, a Violite Scyther was always viable. The funny thing is that Violite Scyther you generally put defensive, if I recall correctly. Because its defenses are already pretty respectable, and its speed is insane. So, like, you put that with, like, really, it's like, you basically use it for doing high damage for a defensive Pokemon. You know, it's a defensive Pokemon that deals out a ridiculous amount of damage. Yeah, so 2, 7, this is gonna be 12. Yeah, usually, yeah. But I mean, again, it's still gonna deal out great damage. I mean, even if I'm pretty sure you spec it into offense now, it'll still be able to, like, bulk out a hit or two and still be able to just wreck stuff. Just wreck stuff 10 ways to Sunday. But yeah, that's freaking terrifying. And then, I mean, no, if U-turn was 60 power instead of 70, then, like, U-turn close combat would be horrifying. Because, oh yeah, I just debuff myself, and then nope, just bop out. And then debuff out. That'd be terrifying. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that Golurk isn't in the game, Jared. Because if it was in the game, it would be the ultimate bodier for Pawmont. Max attack, speed, Johnny Nature. Fun. Yeah, like, Scyther is, like... I wouldn't even, like... I mean, it isn't really so much Scyther's stats still hold up today, because its stats do not hold up today. It's entirely because of the Eviolite. It actually is able to hold up today. Like, if it wasn't for Caesar, Scyther really wouldn't have the same leverage it does. Like, it very much needs the Eviolite to stay in any form of relevance. But, I mean, it's still terrifying. Voltorb. Voltorb. The moment realize the shiny, you realize it's just a light reflecting off the crystals. Oh yeah, you're looking for a Great Tusk. Where the fuck are you looking for a Great Tusk at? Wing attack. Honestly, I think most of them, I think it's dual wing beat is what they want, not wing attack. Because dual wing beat is a 40 base power move that it's twice, but each of those individually is buffed. So it's basically a 60 base power move that hits, so it's a double hitting 60 power move, rather than a single hit 90 base power move. Yeah, I think you want the play, I think, for that is dual wing beat. Oh, Derek, the hunt is great. We got a shiny Hariyama phase, and then immediately after, we got our shiny CROCALOR. And now we're working on Scarlet. Oh, I love it. It was great. So, like, progress is made. Progress has been made. I think this is our last, like, 10 eggs we have that we're working on right now. So, which means right after this, we're going to be going on the Mechanized Maxis raid. But, like, progress. This was progress. I don't think we are going to get our shiny in these last 10 eggs. But who knows, we might. There's a specific spawn area 0 where you can force the game to only spawn Pokemon in front of you. Really? You'll need to tell me where that is. It might be Move Relearn. It might be like you just have to go into the Move Relearner and then it gets Dual Wing Beat. But, I mean, I have not used a Scyther myself, so I would not know. Can't picnic while riding Pokemon. Yeah, this is our last 5. So tick this up to 17. And the best part is the other shiny has 0 speed. So, depending on things, that will be Trick Room viable. I'm super happy. Indeed, nothing in this level. Okay, figure the ideal spot to make sure you don't miss it. Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons, like, I always, like, continuously, like, pan the camera around. I just, like, continuously have the camera panning around me. So that way it's like I don't miss my shinies. I mean, when I'm in Area 0 and I'm using sandwiches. When I'm out here in the overworld, I really don't care if I'm missing too many shinies. Because, like, right now my priority is hunting, like, these things. Like, this is my priority at the moment. But, we'll figure out that later. Because eventually we'll be dedicating hunters. But, like, yeah, we got 1 phase. We got that phase, and that's going to be great. Yeah, you better move out of my way. Move out of my way. I am the master of the shiny under odds. Freaking absolutely glorious. Absolutely amazing. Again, RNG is with me today. Really, it doesn't learn to do a wing beat? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't learn to do a wing beat. Let's go check up Skyster. 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 I like Scyther. It's like it's a neat Pokemon. It's neat. Dex, Gen 9, moves. Leer, Quick Attack, Fairy Cutter, False Swipe, Wing Attack, Double Team, Double Hit, Slash, Focus Energy, Agility, Air Slash, X Scissors. Yeah, it does not learn it. So we'll go Pounce, Aerial Ace, Rain Dance, Brick Break, U-Turn, Air Slash, so that's double two, Baton Pass, Reversal. We learn Reversal, interesting. Let's Combat, Pounder, Night Slash, yeah, it does not learn even by Egg moves. Okay then. I mean, I guess that would make sense to take away Dual Wing Beat from it. That makes sense. That actually, because like that was terrifying how strong that was. Again, that's 120 base power move functionally before same type attack bonus. Like yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah, I mean Wing Attack or Aerial Ace. Yeah, wing Attack or Aerial Ace. I mean, granted, I would probably go for like probably Aerial Ace, but like yeah. There's no functional difference between the two of them. But yeah, so let's go find out who to be our target for the raid. Boy. FUECOCO. We love FUECOCO. Oh wow, finally Cinnamowinds got around to making Cinnamowinds Jurassic Park. Finally. I have been waiting for that for so long. Lechonka's in the thumbnail. Oh my god. Honestly, that actually probably would work. No way. Who are we gonna raid? Who we going to raid? No, not them. Preparation, no. No fue. No fue. No fuego. Non-fuego. Yeah, those were the names that they had. Yeah, we'll go raid. We'll go raid Zed. We'll go raid Zeddy boy. We'll raid Zeddy boy. Well, with that, we end off. So 2, so 7, 5, 10, 15, 22. Okay. Yep, 22. We end off on. I am certainly pleased with our haul today. Shiny Hariyama? Check. Shiny CROCALOR? Check. Either way, we have made significant progress in our shiny hunting. We have also made significant progress in our shiny living decks. Because we have, of course, acquired 2 of the total starters. So we have 7 left of starters to go. So let's go give a raid over to Zeddy boy. He is presently doing... I don't know what he is doing. All I know is that Lechonk is in the thumbnail. Oh yeah, Owen. We just went over the thing that we had. So, but yeah, we actually are going on a raid right now. We got 2 shinies today. Have a good day, everyone. See you guys next time. Let's rock and roll. And productive day is productive. See you guys.